Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. And I'm your host, Don. With me is Nick. And we are covering something that Nick has requested. So, Nick, why don't you tell them what we're covering tonight?
And that movie happens to be the 1981 Tobe Hooper slasher film, The Funhouse. And definitely a favorite of mine, not just from the work of Tobe Hooper, but due to the fact that it was also released during the slasher craze of the early to mid 80s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just by looking at this movie, you can tell this has like Toby Hooper like written all over it. It's got, a killer who is, mentally challenged, just like not much different than Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's see, another villain with a southern accent. We've seen that in quite a few of his movies. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Eaten Alive. Those are
Even though this
those
movie,
both.
I was going to say, even though this movie does take place in Iowa, still, you do find out that the guys that the antagonists are originally, because you hear the mention of Dallas, so that clearly means that they were from Texas.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a traveling carnival, so they have been doing this all like their business all over the country. Yep, the business of the carnival as well as Gunther's business of slaughtering locals.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the other thing too. Not only since you mentioned he was mentally challenged, not to mention horrifically deformed as well.
Yep, I do like the irony that he spent the first half of the movie in the Frankenstein outfit. It's like using a monster costume to hide what he is underneath.
You kind of figured maybe first that he was just hiding just to like hide his embarrassment, or if it was just a costume that he liked wearing. But then you realize once the mask is taken off, I don't think anybody expects somebody with red beady eyes and an almost rat-like face. I guess it's like
Yeah,
completely
he
inhuman.
has like a what he has is like a combination of two things. Like it's like I think it was described that it's a form of albinoism or
Yeah,
whatever that's called, like
white. Yeah,
albino skin,
albinism.
albinism. Yes, and let's see, something I think frontal nasal dysplasia. I think it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
which where like it's like a form of deformity where parts of your face are like further out.
Yeah, kind of more extended outwards. But the red eyes,
Yes.
the red eyes and the sharp
Yeah.
teeth and stuff like that. That's the other thing too, is that it's we are never really given an explanation of exactly what caused his deformities. So we can only just like come up with certain ideas of where how he ended up becoming this way.
Yeah, I think it was a birth defect.
They said, yeah, they said birth defect. They also say, of course, to some fan believes it could be something, maybe some kind of mutation or something involving nuclear waste, of course, or not to go this direction. Of course, maybe even somehow inbreeding, but I doubt that would be the case.
Nah, I hear that. Oh yes, it is a slasher. I don't know if it's really supernatural per se.
No, it's more of a slasher film. So I mean,
Oh
yes,
yeah,
it does take place, in a haunted house, but that's all animatronics and decorations they're dealing with. So it's not really supernatural.
right. And let's see. So I looked into like who wrote this. Thinking like at first I thought like when I was younger that Toby Hooper had wrote this because this seems like his style. But turns out it was actually directed by Lawrence J. Block. Yeah, that's his name. And the only other movie that he wrote aside from this was that god awful Captain America movie from 1990. Yeah, if you haven't seen,
Oh,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
I was about to say if you haven't seen it, Nick, good because it's bad.
What was that movie called?
Captain America.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen it then. Okay, good.
Oh yeah,
And yes, hey Jeremy's in the chat. Yeah, and he makes a good point. Yes, it was novelized by Dean Koontz, but due to production taking longer than it should have, the novel was realized before the movie. Though that wasn't the original plan. So that's the other thing too, is that
oh I think
it
it
was
needs
kind of,
released.
yeah, it was funny. It was like this was one of the few times where you had a movie released before the actual book itself. But of course, there's a lot of changes, differences between the movie and book.
Yes, this was. This is 1981, so this was 7 years after Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1981.
Yeah, I think this was also just before another huge hit, Poltergeist, where
Yeah,
where he worked with Steven Spielberg.
yeah, that was just the year before he did Poltergeist.
Yes, we also got to cover that one day, definitely.
Yeah, we do. And Jeremy knows about this already. I could actually maybe throw in a little bit of Nick Files on my show because I actually did a slideshow a few years ago on the real case of Poltergeist,
Oh,
as well as the supposed curse. Now, I'm just going to say real quick, just so you get it know ahead of time, when we do get to that movie, the true story behind Poltergeist might actually shock and surprise you because you'll see it's actually a completely different story, but it still was the inspiration for Poltergeist either way. So just to give you a
oh
little
yeah,
heads up on it, but yeah, eventually when you're ready to cover Poltergeist, I'll have my slideshow ready for that one.
totally. And yeah, I am somewhat familiar with the supposed curse, knowing the tragedies that had taken place with the a few of the cast members.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I just watched a video of something like it was. It's an AI. I showed them to you a few days ago down about like actors before then and now. Even though it's all AI, someone
Hmm.
made that same person made one for Poltergeist. I got to be honest with you. It was really sad to watch because like the first two they show the kids
Yeah.
that had died. I actually was in tears. I'm not gonna lie. So it's but yeah, that with all that stuff associated with the curse. I mean, that's what I delve
Yeah.
into the slideshow. Yeah,
Yeah. The actress Heather O'Rourke. You're referring to
Heather
her.
O'Rourke and what was the other girl's name?
And
I forgot the
yeah, Dominique, who was
Dominic.
I'm trying to remember her last name, but she was murdered by her boyfriend.
Yeah, and he's still he's out now, right? He's been out for over 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. And
Oh,
why he's out, I do not know.
oh, Don, just real quick, not that we're not going to cut anything. I just want to let you know I just got an update from the Weather Service. Uh, National Weather Service has just issued a tornado watch for Cook County.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
let's.
Well.
I mean,
Well.
obviously, it's just a watch, so therefore we can proceed and continue with the show, but we definitely need to keep an eye on it.
Yes.
Yeah, they say that it expires in about. Um, Sorry, just give me a second here, just so I know exactly. Okay, so National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch for Central Cook County until it is until 10 o'clock tonight. So
Okay.
probably, although well, actually no, they said 3 hours, so it's actually probably gonna. Okay, I'm sorry, until midnight tonight.
Okay.
So we got to,
We'll just
yeah,
play it by ear.
we'll play it by ear. If our phones, I'll just tell everybody else here. If our phones start going off with an alarm, that will mean that we're under a warning, and we'll have to end the show then because then at that point it's all about safety, and our safety is far more important at this point than the show. So,
Yes.
but for now we'll continue. But again, only if the alarms go off.
Right.
Just wanna
So,
let-
right. So yeah. Yeah. We'll if it comes to that, we'll do what we have to.
Yep. Hey,
Yes.
Nikki's in the chat.
Hey, Nikki, how's it going? And let's see. So yeah, the movie starts off. I like how the movie starts off with like an homage to both Halloween and Psycho.
It was, yeah. This was at a time when, because so many of these slasher films got inspiration from Psycho and Halloween, because yet while there had been a couple other slasher movies that were released throughout the 70s and even into the late 60s, most people gave their attention to Psycho and Halloween because of how successful these movies were. So you watch any of these slasher movies in the early mid 80s, you'll see in some way, shape, or form they always pay homage to Psycho and Halloween. Even when it was those movies, even when like for example, like when Psycho had already been made like 25 years before, and by then it was already considered an old movie. Either way, it always traced back to that movie along with Halloween.
Yeah, that's I know. Let's see. So this was 21 years. So 1960 was when Psycho came out. So this
Yeah,
was 21 years later. Okay. So
21 years later, but I'm just saying not just that one, but also like the movies that followed throughout the rest of the early and mid 80s.
right. exactly. And yeah, so I was kind of shocked when when the actress who played Amy was like doing that shower scene because I was about to say she looked kind of young, so I looked up her info and apparently she was about 18 or 19 years old when
She
she
was
was filming.
19. Yeah,
It's
she was
like
19 years old.
yeah, I'm just like okay, so she was of legal age. Okay,
She was of legal age, but I will still say she just looked way too young.
yeah,
She's you may be legally an adult, but 19, that's still a kid.
yeah, right, yeah, you're not wrong there. And let's see. So and like of course there was the little brother. So the reason why it's or no like the way it parodies Psycho and Halloween is has the POV they're trying to shot like of like the little brother like dressed in a costume and like grabbing the knife just like in Halloween, and of course Psycho because the shower. Yeah,
Yep.
and so and it's like he goes in and just like pulls the shower curtain and just while she's fully nude in the shower and just like pretends to like stab her. And I'm just like I'm gonna go on record saying hey, I'm a little brother to two older sisters and I was doing typical little brother things, but looking at this I'm just like that little brother in this movie is definitely 10 steps out of line.
There was actually, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I think they said there was, if that's not bad enough, they said there was supposed to be some original scene, I guess, that they were going to have the little brother, I guess, like, watch his sister get nude or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but thank goodness Tobe Hooper, I don't know if it was Tobe Hooper or the company or what, but either way, thank goodness the that scene was never shot. I think they probably knew that if they shot that scene, that would have caused a lot of controversy. Like
Yeah,
the
definitely.
shower scene was bad enough, but if they were trying to take it to a more like I guess you can kind of say almost sexual, incestuous kind of thing, that
Yeah.
probably would have caused a lot of issues. So it was never filmed. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God for that. But yeah, and of course, Amy is upset, rightfully so, and so she says that she's not taking him to the carnival, but because apparently they made a deal like they would like she would take him to a carnival on Saturday night, but nope, that's out the window after that stunt he pulled.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And um, you could, I mean, obviously, you do something like that, you better be ready for the consequences.
Yeah, seriously, like again, I'm a younger brother, but never in a million years would I do anything like this. Seriously, that kid was just like way out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even care if it was a prank. That's just like you just don't do that. You just don't do that to your sibling,
Yeah, really.
and it does brother or sister. It doesn't matter what gender either. You just don't do that.
Yeah, that's
I mean, and especially imagine if he was older, then that would actually be considered a crime because that is considered an invasion of privacy.
yeah. Well, that and other things.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So I looked up the information, and Amy is played by Elizabeth Barrage. Yeah, that's her name. Let's see. She was also in 3 years after this. She was in a very successful film, Amadeus.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was just thinking about that, and you might find this a little bit hard to believe. We actually watched that movie when I was in high school.
Same here, music class.
Well, we watched most of it except for one scene because, much like in the Funhouse, I guess she does have a nude scene in the movie, and our music teacher showed it, in fact, because it was associated with Mozart,
Yeah,
which does
same.
make sense. But I remember he said, "Okay, we're going to stop here because there's a scene where she apparently exposes herself, and we're not going to watch that scene."
Yeah, and they did the same. They did the same thing with us.
Well, at that time too, we were like 14, 15 years old, so we were still kind if we were I have a feeling though if we were like 17 or 18, 19 years old then they probably would have let us watch the entire film then.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, I went to film school, so they showed us movies that are R-rated movies that had things like that because we were all adults then.
Yeah, exactly. So I understood where he was coming from. And no, I do remember seeing Amadeus, and that's another good
Yeah,
movie
they
too.
did this. They did this. Yeah, they did the same thing in our history class when they were showing 300.
Surprisingly, they never showed us that movie in history class.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember when it came out, but we never watched it though.
yeah. And thing is, it was a bootleg copy, so it came like we were watching it while it was shown in theaters.
Wow, check that out. That's pretty cool. You guys got to see it ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it wasn't. Hey, I don't know whose. For the record, I don't know whose copy it was. I don't know who provided that, but
I'm
we
sure
prob-
that I'm
it's
sure
it's probably better if it's left as a mystery.
I was going to say, because, yeah, as we all know, usually, especially back then, it would have been extremely illegal.
It
And
still is.
yeah, I was going to say, for that time, I just got to say, because it's funny, for the time that it was made, it may have been almost 20 years, but I'm not sure. I was going to say, we should leave that a mystery, because here's the thing. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations for something like that.
And oh wow, so Amy like is going out with her boyfriend Buzz like on their very first date, and they like she tells her parents that they're going to a movie theater, but they were trying to go to a carnival against her dad's wishes, because her dad tells her that a carnival came to a town that was nearby them where two girls went missing apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little hint of what is to come in this. But so yeah, then they pick up another couple named which is her best friend Liz, and then her stoner boyfriend Richie. And seriously, you will see a lot of pot smoking in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, typical teenagers just breaking the rules. And by the way, this goes back to Amy, by the way, that you might find this a little bit hard to believe. And again, I know, yes, she's technically an adult, but her boyfriend in that movie, in reality, because I said that she was 19 at the time that they did this movie, right? That guy was like 31, 32 years old.
I was about to,
He was like over a decade older than she was.
I mean, I was about to say he did look older than a teenager.
He did, I thought maybe like in his mid-20s, I would think the most, but I was not expecting hearing like from his early 30s already. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like couples that are like over a decade older. I mean, that's not necessarily completely out of the question. I mean, both persons have to be of age. I mean, that much
Yeah.
goes. I mean, that much goes without saying. I mean, for example, I have Uncle Don Masetic who, in his I think it was late 30s, he married my aunt who was I think 14 or 15 years younger than him, and to this day they have a great marriage, and they've had two kids together, and now they're grandparents.
Well, I mean, I understand that. Like, that's all fine and good, but just like if that was me, because obviously I'm 33. I mean, at my age, I could never date a 19-year-old. I just could. I'll be friends with someone at that age, but I just won't date them because to me that's too young.
I get you. I'm just saying, like, having that kind of age gap, as long as both persons are, of age, and if
Yeah.
the real is genuine, if the racial relationship's genuine, then society does accept it.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I mean, I know it's sometimes. I mean, for some, it is looked down upon, but hey,
Hey, Braxton.
that's just how society is. Hey, Braxton, good to see you.
Yeah, and the actress who played Liz is Largo Woodruff. I just had to write her name down. And I also was a little shocked to learn that her last movie that she starred in was a bit part in Jeepers Creepers 2, and we don't talk about the Jeepers Creepers movies.
I'm just only trying to think of what role she played in that movie.
She was the woman in the car. There was a pickup truck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There
I
was
know.
a couple with a bumper sticker. I remember the bumper sticker said, "I'm not dumb. I just have a few parts missing."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Okay. Now I
yeah.
remember.
It was her in that car.
Wow. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, and that was the last movie that she starred in. Yeah, well, imagine that, ending your film career by working with a convicted pedophile.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like I said. I mean, the rest of the cast of that movie was great, but not
Oh
the
yeah, yeah. The cast was good, and yeah, it's actually sad to know that the actress who played what was it? She was the cheerleader who was having the premonitions of the creeper, right? I learned that she actually died recently.
Seriously, she died.
Yep.
What the hell happened to her?
Let me see. I'll find out now. Let's see.
she had to have been still really young because like when she did that, she was only like in her 20s, I think.
She was. Let me see. Minxie, that was the character's name. Nikki Acox died in 2022. She was damn. She wasn't even. She didn't even. She was only in her 40s.
I figured I was going to say, considering that was over 20 years, that would have put her in her 40s by now.
Jesus.
Does it say what happened to her?
Leukemia.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah, real bad. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yep. And let's see. The best friend, or sorry, her boyfriend Richie was played by Miles Chaplin, who was in Howard the Duck 5 years later. So
Hey.
Howard the Duck, my God.
You know what's funny about what I always think about Richie is, to me, he kind of is like, if you actually look really carefully, he does have a resemblance to two other characters, I think, especially with the big glasses that he wears. Because he does kind of have a little bit of that kind of nerdy kind of look to him.
Yeah.
But he kind of reminds me of both Johnny from Night of the Living Dead. Because, you know, because Richie is also kind of the jokester in the movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then he also reminds me of, and I know I'm not a big fan of this movie, but I'll still bring it up anyway. I think the guy's name was Brad from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yep.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of, he's like a combination of both Johnny and Brad in the Funhouse. Like, if you kind of look at it, Johnny was like the nerdy geeky guy of the 60s. Brad was kind of the nerdy geeky guy of the 70s. Richie was like the kind of guy for the 80s. And I'm still trying to look for someone that kind of resembles like that too for the 90s, but I haven't really found that yet. So he just kind of reminds me. You could tell he was trying to be. I mean, not only the boyfriend, but also the prankster too. He was kind of, which once again, if you think about it, when it comes to the Funhouse as well as the other slasher movies that were made during that time, you always had not only just your typical group of kids, troublemaking kids, but also they all have all of them had a role. Like you had the girl who was like who was like the popular one, the girl who was the cheerleader,
right.
the guy who was the nerd, the guy who was the popular guy, the handsome guy, the guy who was the womanizer. And of course, a lot of these kids did all these underage sex, drugs, alcohol, all the stuff they're not supposed to be doing.
Pretty much all the tropes with teenagers in these movies.
Yeah, and basically following the environment, I guess, of what was very popular at the time.
Right. Oh, here. I actually thought this one too. The biggest negative comment about the Funhouse is it was like the size of the ride was too massive to fit inside of a carnival truck.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that is true.
Yep.
Plus, it had a basement in it too. So how do you fit a basement inside of a truck?
It's just so bizarre seeing that. Like, how is that even possible? Like, you would have to build like a really big truck in order to make a basement out of it.
Like, no truck would be able to fit something like that.
It would have to literally be like a moving skyscraper. That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, good like driving that thing under the overpasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have to have like something like, oh god, I don't know, probably like 20 feet tall to fit everything there.
Which, I guarantee you, it's probably not going to move very fast.
No, definitely not.
We're doing good, Leon. Good to see you.
Doing great. Yeah, hey, Sitting Ducks. How's it going? It's been a while since I've heard from you. Yeah, hope life's treating you good. Yeah, we're finally getting some warmer weather aside from that tornado watch, I guess.
Yeah, we got some nasty. Actually, Rochelle has. I just want to let you know, Rochelle has actually been sending me updates because she's been talking with Anthony. Anthony is currently in the storm right now. He said he hasn't seen any tornadoes, but he said it's really nasty. And she sent me a screenshot of the map, and all I could see was this giant storm. Like all I see in the radar is giant storm, big arrow.
Yeah, I just looked out the window just now. There's nothing going on outside for me.
Well, it's because as of right now, it's currently up in Wisconsin. That's where Anthony is. So it's currently affecting Wisconsin right now, but it's moving. It's moving its way down southeast towards us, and that's actually, in case anyone asks, that's actually the reason why Joe is not on tonight because he's the first one that's about to be affected by it.
You're right.
So what happens? What's happening with Joe right now? It's going to eventually happen to us, but. The most important thing is we can only hope is that we still have roofs over our head the next morning. Because what I got is I'm not trying to think too much of it, but right now it's starting to get a little bit. It's starting to get a little scary based on the radars that Rochelle is sending me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I gotcha. Oh, here Braxton is saying, we're telling Don in his gaming stream that if you invited me over to your place for gaming, we'd definitely order some food and drinks for everyone, including the pizza.
Oh, well, that's really nice of you, Braxton.
I was telling Braxton about our gaming nights. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, Braxton. Thank you. Just part of his upbringing, Southern hospitality. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Hey, I know how that is. I dated a girl from Houston a while back. So.
Well, then, as you know, I'm with someone now from Atlanta, Georgia. So still that she has shown me that Southern hospitality too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, gotta love the South.
Gotta love it. Even though yes, the South did have its problems and stuff throughout history. It doesn't say that everybody was always bad and negative. There because I know quite a good. Remember when Kat Hobson was watching our show the last time? She's from Birmingham, Alabama.
I mean, hey, but us up north, we've had problems too. So
yeah, we have. So basically, in the end, it's just great either way. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then, actually, I was going to say, and then one of my co-hosts from Supernatural Talk. I know she hadn't been on in nearly a year. Eileen, she lives down in Mississippi. Just have cornbread also.
Cornbread. Oh yeah, I tried when I was in Kentucky. When I was going to school in Kentucky, I was trying cornbread. I was trying grits. Just about everything the South had to offer.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it had to have been good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Been wanting to go back to Kentucky for the last couple of years, but just haven't had the. I was supposed to go down to Kentucky a few years ago, but I couldn't because of work. And I gotta say right now, man, do I regret that. And it was going to be near Louisville, so I would have been close by the capital too.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Anyway, back to the movie. So, like, I like the part where they were just like trying to park they were entering the parking lot in their car, and they try to go into a spot, but everybody's cutting them off, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty much the same as the parking lot at Six Flags.
That's like that for any amusement park you go to. Is you always have people cut. I mean, I can guarantee, provided I get the okay from my doctor about my head, but if we go to any amusement parks this year, I can already say we're definitely gonna be expecting that to occur. And it goes to show too, it doesn't really matter. It also goes to show too, it doesn't matter also what era you lived in, whether it was the 1980s or today, whether you lived one of those decades or whatever. Pretty much that's all the same even to this day.
Yeah, my strategy is when I go to Six Flags is to park away from everybody, like park away and and just like be able to leave a little bit of time before everybody else, because I know how chaotic it is when everybody tries to leave Six Flags at once.
I know, and it is so. It's just disastrous. It's a nightmare. I mean, yes, it may not last too terribly long, but just getting out of there though takes a very long time.
Yeah, and the only thing worse than that is when you get a flat tire and your car ends up being stuck up at Gurney. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. I remember when that happened.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that before. That was bad.
Yeah. But yeah, that was well over a decade ago. So it's whatever.
You've made a lot more improvements. Oh, and look what Braxton said next. One of these days, whenever I'm up there in those area, I'll do it. Hey,
totally,
thanks, Braxton. And tell Kate to bring some homemade British tea and crumpets and some serious stuff relating to the weather. Some of the systems supposed. Yeah, well, Braxton, I'm not really surprised if you guys start, because I just want to point out too, real quick, like, yes, we get a lot of the bad weather, but also, if you didn't know, Don, but contrary to like what popular belief, like yes, when you look at states like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and Texas,
Hmm.
yes, Tornado Alley, yes, they get a lot of them, but southern deep states like Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, as well as Tennessee and the Carolinas, they get a lot of that severe weather too. So
They
in
do.
fact, in my opinion, they actually probably get it worse than Tornado Alley does because those states are more heavily populated. So, um, yeah, Braxton, if you're going to be getting any of that down in Louisiana, definitely stay safe and be on the lookout for anything.
For sure. So let's see. And also, once you get into the carnival, it turns out that when they filmed this, it was actually filmed in a real carnival.
Oh, usually a lot of times those movies are usually shot at real carnivals, like because like for them to build like an actual set, it would just be far too expensive to build a set than obviously filming at a real carnival, which would be cheaper.
Oh yeah, and it turns out that the majority of this film, they like this whole film was actually, even though they say it takes place in Iowa, it actually was filmed in Miami.
I figured it was filmed. I thought I heard it was filmed in Miami.
Yeah, so the exterior, like I said, like the carnival that they filmed at, it was real, but the funhouse itself was actually filmed on production sets.
Oh, okay, yeah, I figured it was production sets.
Yeah, the interior, yeah, that was all production sets.
You know, I'm almost tempted of wanting to play this because I don't know if you know about this, Dom, but there was actually a because like typical of any movie, even back then, they always would usually have a commercial ad to advertise the movie. I don't
Hmm.
know if you've seen it, but I did come across a rare television ad of the Funhouse, and while it has the same actors in it, for whatever reason, it's a completely different Funhouse.
Hmm.
Meaning, also, it's a completely different set. If I could find it, I'm going to send it to you so that way you can see for yourself. But it never, they never really gave an explanation of why it was completely different. I don't know if this was like somehow like original scenes or something like that, but it's I'm looking for it right now. It definitely was some type of deleted scenes of some sort, but it was only ever featured in the commercial. Like you cannot find it like if you have the DVD or Blu-ray, maybe it does now, but the time that I remember seeing it,
Oh here,
you
I
can only see it from you can only see it from the commercial. You couldn't watch it in the deleted scenes.
right. I actually do have the trailer for this.
Yeah,
Here, I'll go ahead and play it while you're
yeah,
waiting.
I love the trailer. So yeah, go right ahead. Oh, wait, hang on, Dad. I got you.
Who is mad
Here we
enough
go.
to enter that world of darkness?
Something is alive in the funhouse. Something not alive like its father. Something better dead. Something that has the form of a human, but not the face.
This better be good.
It's gonna be great.
Something that feeds off the flesh and blood of young innocents.
Come on, here we go. This is it.
Something that tonight will turn the funhouse into a carnival of terror.
I don't know what that thing is. We're gonna try to kill it. I just want to get the hell out of here.
The Funhouse, coming soon from Universal Pictures. The Funhouse. It's a carnival of terror from Tobe Hooper, the director who terrified you with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Classic movie. All right,
Oh yeah.
glad I found the commercial. So I just sent it to you through Facebook, and then play it on here too, because you're gonna notice something completely different when you see this trailer. Yeah, it's gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I mean, obviously, I know no one else is gonna be able to see your reaction, but me once we put it on the full screen. But I want to see your reaction to it though.
Okay.
And
Oh, wait, are you?
I
Oh wait, are you? I'm sorry. Are you putting it on, or am I putting it on?
I sent it to you because unfortunately I'm not logged into EVMux, so you'll have to play. I sent it to you through Facebook.
Okay. Here, I got it.
Yeah. And the quality is a little bit.
It's only 37 seconds.
Yeah, it's only like 30. It's a commercial. It's only 35 seconds. The quality's not great.
So it's like a TV spot. Okay, I
It's
got
a
you.
TV spot. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right.
So
Oh, here,
prepare to see something different about this movie.
The Haunted House.
Yeah, it was originally called The Haunted House. Here, put it on full screen.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's go ahead.
Something waits for Amy. Something deadly. Something evil. Something that tonight will turn the Funhouse into a carnival of terror. The Funhouse from Universal Pictures, rated R, now playing at a theater near you.
So how about that? Completely
Wow.
different scenes. Scenes that were never even featured in the movie. The same actors, but everything else was different.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think the way I also see it too is maybe it was some kind of concept trailer first before they decide to make a change or something like that.
Yeah, like a draft.
A draft, like yeah, an early draft in the movie. Like it almost seemed as if it was actually seemed like based on the commercial, it was actually focusing more on the Funhouse itself, as if like all the animatronics and decorations were like actually like I guess possessed, if you will, like they were actually trapped in it, and they were trying to figure out how to get out. It didn't even look like Gunther was even yet featured yet, so it almost seemed like as if they were kind of more keeping to the title of the Funhouse, being like an actual evil place.
Right. Yeah, it looked like they might have been going for like something supernatural and like or at least make it seem like it in this TV spot.
Yeah, I couldn't, for whatever reason, again, I couldn't find, I even checked on IMDb about it. I couldn't really find a lot of information in regards to it, but not very many comments either. Somebody here, okay, this is an old video too. This actually was posted back in 2009, so 16 years ago. And somebody here around that time when it was posted is like, oh man, everything that happens in the above trailer is not in the movie. I have seen the movie Funhouse, and the scenes in the above trailer should have been in the movie, but they are not. That trailer looks way scary and awesome. I'm going to see if I can find anything else about those scenes.
Nice. And let's see. Speaking of scenes, like you know how the group just goes around the fun around the carnival to like look at all the stuff, all the attractions. Well, there's that 21 and over attraction where it's like all like it's like basically just strippers there.
Yeah, it's a strip
I believe they edited that out of when they aired this on AMC because I do not remember that scene at all. Like when I first saw this movie when I was little.
Well, not only that too, I not only just AMC, but I also recall, not surprisingly, Sven Gulli also did that too over, again, ironically, like about 15, 16. That was back when he was still showing some of the more violent movies compared to like what he shows now, because he shows the older fashion movies now. But
Right.
I definitely remember Sven Gulli often showed that, and he cut that scene out too.
Right.
Oh,
And,
here's Okay, so I'm not going to go into full detail about it because first of all, it's a video. I just decided real quick about the deleted scenes.
Right.
It was primarily consisting of extra footage added to the televised broadcast to fill time after cutting violence and nudity.
Yeah, like there's some people, some networks do that when it comes to some movies.
Yeah, there are sometimes they just basically film scenes that are not actually included, but because it was to try to keep the violence out, even if it didn't show like gore or nudity or anything like that, but if it showed like it still was it was like a suggestive scene, so they still had to film something different. But they say these alternate scenes sometimes feature on home media releases include more character moments in different angles, such as an alternative death scene for the fortune teller. Now, if you guys want to know more about the actual deleted scenes, there is a video here that was posted about 3 years ago, which it discusses the film. It's an interview with the screenwriter. He discusses the film's production and deleted scenes. So obviously we can't show that, not necessarily because it's copyright, but also just because we probably just would not have enough time to really show it.
Right.
But the only other thing it does say about these cuts is TV airings included about 15 minutes of deleted or alternate scenes to replace. Yeah, once again to replace the graphic content removed for broadcast. Although it sounds like the Blu-ray version, like released from Scream Factory, they do add them as bonus features. So probably at the time when I first discovered that, ironically over 15 years ago, the deleted scenes were not available at that time, but I think they are now on the more recent releases of this film. So if you guys, in other words, you guys want to see those scenes, you would have to have like an updated version. You would need to buy an updated version of that movie.
Yeah, like now they have it on Blu-ray. As far as I know, I think it's just on Blu-ray. I don't know about 4K, but no, unless Scream Factory released another one recently.
Right. It's possible, but I really don't know. I'm really not sure.
Because they've done that with, like Scream Factory. Like this is it. I do have a few of these where they release collector's editions of some of these horror films. Yeah, it's like this thing where they have like a different kind of box art that you could just reverse.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah.
Yeah, I just prefer, but in this instance, I prefer the original, the cover.
Right. I usually prefer the original ones too.
Yeah. I mean, they are cool, but some of them, I don't know. Like I keep it just like for the fog. I keep it like this because I actually like this cover.
Yeah, I had a movie. I have a movie just like that actually. It's actually a movie I haven't even shown you. I would grab it. Oh yeah, The Fog. Yeah, I would grab it, but unfortunately, since there's no one else on other than you and me, I actually have a Blu-ray of a movie that I've yet to have shown you guys. I doubt you've even seen it, Don. It's actually a movie that was called The Evil, which came out in 1978.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's basically like a supernatural horror. It's more of a supernatural horror film, which ironically enough was shot at an actual haunted location down in New Mexico.
Nice.
And I have the Blu-ray. I do have the Blu-ray. To this day, I still haven't even. I've seen the trailer and the commercials for it, but I've never actually seen the movie, despite having it. But the cool part about that movie I have is it's like the same thing with you, is that it keeps the original cover of the movie instead of having like an updated version of it.
I see. Yeah. And there's another subplot in the Funhouse where Amy's little brother Joey, who, as we mentioned earlier, played that stupid stunt in the shower. He decides to go to the carnival, maybe I don't know if his intention was to just join, see if he could find his sister and her friends, or just go about it his own, just enjoy the carnival himself. But what? There's a part where there's this guy who drives by him. It's like offering him a ride. And I'm just thinking, kid, don't do it. Definitely don't do it. But then, then he pulls out a gun and points it at him, and he just gets scared and runs off. And then the guy just laughs maniacally, and I'm like, okay, so far we have seen, these I guess homeless people and these that are just around raving a bit, and then we find out later that the operator of the Funhouse and his son are both psychopaths, and I'm just like, Jesus, how many crazy people are in this town?
Yeah, really.
Man. But, let's see. There was also the scene where they went to pet some animals.
Yeah, it was the freak animals, yeah.
Yeah, she goes to pet a cow, but fails to notice that there's a sign in the background that said two-headed cow.
Yep.
Yeah, so the cow turns its head, and you can see the other head.
I gotta bring something else up because we're talking about these different attractions of this movie, and I bet you probably never noticed this, Don.
Right.
In fact, again, I've actually noticed Svengoolie pointed it out when he aired it several years ago. If you look at the barker from the Funhouse,
Yep.
and the guy who runs the Animal Freak Show, and the guy that runs the Strip Show.
It was all the same person?
You got it. Yeah, it was all the same actor. He played all three roles.
I figured.
Yeah, it was the same. It was the very same guy.
Yeah, so same guy that played Stracker. Yeah, they played those roles as well.
Yeah, it was the same guy. He runs out. It's like this guy runs everything.
I was about to say it's either that guy or he has like a few. He's like a triplet. Like he has two identical brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, would that surprise you? I mean, like, like there are some carnivals that where they have featured twins.
Yep.
So
But yeah, it's all the same guy though. Either way.
yeah. Here, you know what? I never even looked up that guy. Let's see.
Well, first off, I hate to say it, of course. Considering how his age is, I doubt he would probably be still alive today.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's around anymore.
Yeah, because he looked like he had to have been at least in his 50s at the time when they did this movie.
Let's see. Oh, here it's cast. Here it says cast in order of their appearance. So I have to scroll down a little bit. So here, let's see. Oh, here Kevin Conway. That's his name. And yep. Oh wait, actually he died in recent years, 2020.
Oh, really? And so
Yeah.
that means, so how old would that make him then?
Let's see, 1942. Okay, so he was like 39, roughly. He didn't even look
Wow.
39.
He did. He definitely did.
He looked. I'm sorry, but he looked older than 39 back then.
Yeah, because he had gray hair and stuff. Yeah, Tom. We know we mentioned about that early in the show. Is that they just issued a tornado watch for us, and there's definitely a big storm system. So I'm keeping an eye on it right now. In fact, actually, even though you said nothing was occurring, Don, when I called you earlier, like I said, I was on a quick walk with my mom, and as we got closer to the house, we did see a few lightning strikes out in the distance. So something definitely is coming. I just don't know what it is.
I gotcha. Let's see. So yeah, I actually have seen pictures of animals with two heads. Like I've seen a two-headed snake. I've seen like it's like yes, it is rare, but it does happen.
Yeah, it's usually a what? Oh my God, I can't even think of I can't even think of the word. It's like
Like conjoined twins, like similar to
like a congenital thing that they go mutation that they go through. I mean, yeah, it's rare, but it does happen every now and then.
yeah. But what kind of creeped me out in this was that they had like a deformed fetus inside of a jar, and I'm just like, that's. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna say for the record that I find it pretty unethical for people to just have something like that on display for amusement.
Well, and that's the unfortunate part is that, I mean, if they still did that today, I think a lot of those now have proven to be fakes or hoaxes. But if you look back over the last 100+ years, they used to do that like on a regular basis because they were considered freaks, unfortunately, which, you know, even back then, I'm sure not everybody was all in favor. I'm sure people must have been really upset to
Yeah.
see these deformed people being put in jars and stuff just so these guys can make money off of it. So
Yeah,
that's kind of also a throwback to like what used to be a common thing in freaking sideshows back in the day.
yeah, I know. I know it was coming back then, but nonetheless, I still find it deplorable.
Yeah, like I said, it's still, but even with the fake ones, it's still because I mean, let's face it, even if they're fake or hoaxes, you're still kind of making fun of people that way, and it's just not right.
Sure isn't. And let's see. Oh, and also, speaking of messed up, there's also remember that adult show? I just remembered. I wrote this down that it featured a bunch of girls, like adult show that featured girls, and like the Carney that was hosting the whole thing was said this also featured and right here is my sister Mona, and I'm just like, the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, and that means that basically, yeah, that's just like, wow, you
Yeah,
guys
and I'm just like, and
decided to work in the same business.
I'm just like, and here I thought Joey was a messed up sibling.
If it was somebody involving a family member like that, mine, I would definitely want to work somewhere else.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stop them from what they're going to work at, but I definitely would not want to work in the same roof. Definitely not under the same roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. But I did like the magic of trick scene though. Like they it made it look like he actually did like impale her for real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That too, I will admit, was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that I did like. It just looked like, oh my God, did he actually kill her? But then nope. It turns out, but it's like how would they be able to pull off that kind of trick in real life?
The only thing I could think of is maybe like using a fake knife and push like maybe like inserting, and then of course if the person is the actual actress, they probably would have like one of those
Blood capsule.
blood tablets to
Yeah.
display. That's the only thing I could think of that would do a trick like that.
Yeah, but and he's like, surprise! It was actually my daughter. You know, with this not a random audience member.
Yeah.
I like how he just announced that in the end. But
Hey, you know what that means, Don? As graphic as it looks first, in the end, hey, it's fake, man.
man,
I
we've
had
had, yeah, I know we've had that. We must have God. How long has it been? Like 5 years, I think, since we've made that inside joke.
I think so, and I still love that from Futurama.
Me too. At the end, the Titanic episode, the very end of it. Yeah.
It never gets old.
No, it doesn't. But let's see. Oh, also when they go to visit the fortune teller, Madame Zena, I believe her name was. Yeah, like then turns out she gave a pretty accurate the description of what would happen to Amy in her near future. A tall, dark stranger will enter and change her life. And I'm like, well, she wasn't really that far off.
That's right. And you know who the actress is that portrayed her, right?
Oh, I never really looked into her. Let's see. Oh, here, Sylvia Miles.
Well,
That's her name.
Sylvia Miles, I mean, I don't know too much about her, but I had seen her in another movie. Just a few years prior, before she did the Funhouse, she was also in the 1977 horror film The Sentinel.
Oh, she was in Wall Street.
Yeah, she was in Wall Street, but she was also, like I said, she was also in The Sentinel, which, not to sound weird here, but in that movie, she actually plays a lesbian.
Yeah.
But here's the other strange part: is her partner. Her partner in that movie, a few years later, would play the mother in National Lampoon's Vacation. The same person.
Oh man.
And also that movie too. On a quick side note, it's got some. That's another movie we should cover at some point, The Sentinel, and that's got quite a surprising amount of like well-known actors. So it was nice. Just real quick, like again on a side note, in addition to those two I just mentioned, well, first off, Christina Rains. She's the actual. She's the lead star in that movie, and then in addition to her, Jeff Goldblum is in it.
Oh.
And if that's not enough, also one of my personal favorites, even Chris Sarandon is in it.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, now we definitely got to check and look into that.
Yeah, I'd show that movie to you guys. It's again, it's kind of it's more supernatural, but it's a good movie. I still remember watching it back in high school, and I got to admit, for a movie for 1977, a movie at that I mean, being that old, that movie did in a way kind of scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I definitely got to see it. Let's see. So they decided that it was a good idea that they should spend the night inside of the funhouse, and just like, okay, like what exactly is the point of that stunt? I don't really get it. Like even as a kid, when I first saw this movie on AMC, I didn't watch the uncut R-rated.
The AMC version.
Yes. Yeah, even back then I didn't get it. It's like, what are you gonna do inside the funhouse like all night? And also, very good chance you're gonna get caught because they lock the place up, and when they unlock the doors, they're probably gonna find you in there.
Not only that, it's also dangerous too to begin with because you're around all these animatronics, and sometimes even when everything has been shut off, every now and then something always sometimes does go wrong with those machines. There could be some kind of malfunction or something, and I've actually heard of a few stories in the past where people have actually done that, and I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody actually getting killed, but they definitely have gotten severely injured from staying in those places. That's the thing, don't ever stay in those kind of places because it's not only just illegal, it's dangerous too.
Yeah, and I always thought, like, what if one of those animatronics had, like, short-circuited, caused a spark somewhere, and then it ignited a fire, and then all the doors are locked, no way of escaping the fire, so.
You're done for at that point.
Yeah.
It's over for you then.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing the people riding in that ride, it made me think of the SNL skit of the Maryville Brothers.
I love those scenes.
I do, too. I love it.
Ding!
Yeah, I love how they. Let's see. Oh yeah, there were three of them. Like the first one featured Jim Carrey as
Jim
one of their,
Carrey.
and the second one had Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see,
then the third one had Bruno Mars.
and
And very briefly,
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks
Yeah, and had Tom Hanks.
in a surprise appearance. My favorite are usually the first and third one because the first one was when they were trying to kill the riders. Then the second one was they were trying to get like win the girl over, like yes. And then the third one they go back to killing people again. And I think the killing ones are the far better ones.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I know it's only April, but of course, later this year, Don, like when it gets close to Halloween, we didn't get to do this last year. I'm definitely making sure we do it this Halloween season. Is have a Halloween comedy night and watching those because we got to make that happen.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, so they ended the ride and decide to stay like it. Somehow they just conveniently the carnies just conveniently lose track of like the people that go on that ride. It's like you didn't think something was up when the carts came back empty.
Yeah, like you're not even close to like not cast any like suspicion.
Yeah.
Like if people saw that you were off the machine, they would get suspicious very, very quickly, and they probably wouldn't even think originally because you actually jumped off. That would have sparked a major concern because they would have thought, "Oh no, something's gone wrong with the machine. Like we got to shut down the whole thing, like because that could turn almost like into an emergency situation."
Exactly. Yeah, it's like pretty sure like the haunted houses at Six Flags would notice if someone had not come back on the cart.
If they had not come back, I mean, not only would they search the police would have been called.
Yeah, yeah.
Even back in 1981, that probably would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. And so they sneak in. And they get a little bit intimate, but not too much. But then they they look through the floorboards and see like a store. I'm guessing it's like a storeroom, or maybe it was Gunther's bedroom.
It was like a storage room, I think.
Storage room, yeah. It was Gunther and still wearing his costume, and Madame Zena offered her like he was giving her money to spend the night with her, but then she retracts, and then he ends up killing her in a murderous rage.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, because I see your broadcast on my personal page. So I just want to say that there were a few comments that were going through that weren't saying, "Hey, Rosie, long time no see. How have you been? It's been a very long time since I heard from you. Hope you're doing well."
All right.
You remember Rosie, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I was thinking. Wait, why did I post this on your Facebook or the link to this?
It's fine. Very, very few people are watching, but either way, it's awesome to see you here, Rosie. Been a very long time.
Okay, I was thinking, did I put like the links on the wrong pages again because I haven't done that in a while?
No, you're fine. You're good right now.
Okay, I was thinking, oh man, did I post it in like somewhere where I shouldn't have? Yeah.
My aunt was also watching too for a while, but I doubt she's still watching now. She just said, well, she must have heard when we were talking about Psycho. So she said, Psycho's still one of my favorite movies. And Rosie just commented back saying, good, busy, LOL. Miss you all. Hey, Rosie, we miss you too. I know it's been a while since you've done any shows on the network, but you're always welcome to come back. So hopefully we could do a show soon at some point because we got to catch up. It's been a long time and we've missed you. So let's do something soon.
Totally. Yeah. So, and then when they decide to go downstairs, like into that storage room after. Like after Gunther had committed the murder, like Gunther had just disappeared to go get his dad, who turns out to be the head carny of the Funhouse, Stracker, that was his name. So they go in, and Richie said, hold on, I'm going to check and see if she's dead. But it turns out he wasn't checking to see if Madame Zena was dead. He was actually stealing the earnings, the Funhouse's earnings from the lockbox, and that was a very stupid decision.
It's a very stupid decision, and again, in reality, that would be legal to be. That's right, legal. Hey, Thomas.
Wait,
I
legal?
didn't say
What?
that would be. I correct myself. That would be truly illegal to be taking it for your own personal gain because you know this already. Ironically enough, not an attraction, but you know this already, Don. That a few years back, I used to work at Spirit Halloween, and the money that we collected at that time, we always put it in a safe, right? Especially if I was there till closing time. I actually had to be there to before I could even leave the building. I had to be there to make sure the manager puts it in the safe, because I guess the rule is like when you're putting all the money that you collected, you have to have a witness like to prove that somebody, because it's things like that. They want to make sure that no one's actually stealing it for their own personal gain. So
Makes sense. Makes
I had
sense.
to be I had to be a witness to confirm that they weren't taking the money out of the safe for their own personal gain.
Right. Yeah, and I totally get that.
Yeah, so something like that, I've kind of experienced the legal way of how it's all supposed to be taken care of, and in reality, you don't take that stuff for yourself.
Right. Yeah. No, it's like yeah, if it's hundreds of dollars, then yeah, that's a felony.
It's a felony, and that is basically like considered robbery.
Yeah, pretty much. And let's see. So Gunther brings Strecker back to see to show him Madame Zena's body, and then Strecker's like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump the body somewhere and just blame it on the locals. So he's been covering for Gunther's murders for a while now. Gunther is pretty much a serial killer at this point. He's been like he's apparently killed in Dallas, and also a couple. He's also killed two little girls out in what was it? So he said it was like somewhere in Memphis, I think he said. Yeah, but
Yeah, somewhere around there, and that's probably the two girls that Amy's dad brought up that went missing.
yeah, could be, but yeah. Point is, yeah, like Stracker is not exactly a saint. He's been covering up for Gunther's crime spree.
I think he's also covering it because, again, of his deformities, and knowing that not only would they be arrested for murder, but if the authorities found out about Gunther's deformities, I mean, it could lead into that crazy, like the government could get involved and stuff, and he doesn't want the government like finding this stuff out, about who Gunther.
Right.
Even if Gunther didn't commit murders, he doesn't want the public to find out, because the government, the FBI, and everybody else would be knocking on his door and would want to take him back to one of their scientific facilities.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, and also for those of you who are watching and are interested in seeing what Gunther looks like underneath that mask, here you go.
Oh, and yeah, be ready. He's pretty scary looking. Yeah, he literally doesn't even look human. Like almost like a rat, almost like a combination of both like primitive, like ape and rat mixed like together.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he apparently he technically is human. He's just born deformed.
Yeah. Well, as you heard from the trailer, he has the form of a human, but not the face.
Right. So, oh, here Thomas is saying, should I watch this? I think it's pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, Tobe Hooper has done a few better films than this, but it's not often you see a good horror film taking place at a carnival.
That movie, I gotta say, I don't even know if I've told you this year. Maybe I told you many years ago, Don, but that was a movie that when I made my 25 Scariest Movie Moments documentary, that was a movie that was originally supposed to be featured on the list.
Huh.
But the friends that we were hanging out with at that time, they said they just told me I should just take it off because they didn't think that we were going to ever see it. But, as disappointing as it was, at the same time, I'm actually glad I didn't feature it, because a few years after I started making that film, another horror movie countdown made their own, and they featured that movie in its list. So I'm actually glad I didn't feature it in. And that the time when it was featured, it was in the documentary called the not the 100 Scariest Movie Moments, which I still need to show you guys.
Right.
Oh, it was
Thomas.
it was a
Thomas.
much later. I'm sorry, what?
I was saying, Thomas, it's on Amazon Prime, in case you're wondering where to find it.
But it was not in the 100 Scariest Movie Moments I still need to show you guys. It was actually featured in one that came out about 10 years ago called... It's actually kind of... You've never seen. In fact, Tom McNicholas actually was the one who introduced it to me.
Oh.
It's a fun doc, which even though it was made completely by a different company, I do kind of consider it almost like a somewhat sequel to the 100 Scariest Movie Moments. So at some point, again, maybe as we get closer to the Halloween season, and I'm surprised I got to show you guys those horror movie countdowns. We still
Yeah,
haven't gotten to them
we
yet.
could. Yeah.
Eventually we will. But yeah, the Funhouse featured is one of those movies.
All right. Oh, and also, like, people have actually theorized about Gunther's origins, even though even though Stracker does consider himself like Gunther's father. It's like implied that some people actually theorize that Gunther actually took him in because Gunther like had original parents who had abandoned him when they saw like that he was born deformed and was taken in by Stracker. But either way, Gunther's life was pretty much screwed from the start.
Yeah, it pretty much was. So you can kind of sometimes there are times that sometimes you can't help but feel some sympathy for Gunther, but of course, obviously, and I think we can kind of agree with this also with real life killers, is that it obviously does not excuse, like with the murders that he commits, because it also goes to show too that he pretty much obviously has a violent attitude when things do not go his way.
That's right.
In fact, you heard from the Barker. He says, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's harmless once he's been fed."
Yeah, and I'm just like, when he said, "Oh, don't worry about him, he's harmless," I'm just like, we just witnessed him strangle somebody to death.
Exactly. You call that harmless?
Yeah, exactly.
And if that's not enough, too, after when he murdered the fortune teller, that's when he caused all the machines and the animatronics to start going haywire, almost like as if they do start having a mind of their own, but for the most part, it's malfunction.
Yeah.
That he caused.
Yeah, that does happen throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to add more to the intensity and to keep you on edge.
That's true.
It's not necessarily to like make it look like, oh, now the Funhouse creations are truly alive. It's supposed to get you when you very least expect it.
That's right. And so Stracker, like, when Richie accidentally dropped his lighter through the floor and it ends up like inside the storage room, and like Stracker notices this, that's when he realizes, wait, we have witnesses. Okay, we need to have like my psychotic, deformed son to go ahead and kill off the intruders, so that way there are no witnesses to this crime.
Just your classic moment, yeah, saying there's witnesses, they have to be killed too.
Oh yeah, and also Stracker revealed that the fetus in the jar that we saw earlier. He actually did say this, and a few people missed this, but he did say that it was actually Gunther's little brother Ted, who had died before being born.
Jeez, I never heard that. But if that's true, that's just messed up.
Yeah, because I did suspect when I saw that the fetus's face had the same kind of deformity that Gunther had.
Oh yeah, that's so. Unfortunately, he was caught early. Don, just real quick, and we're not saying that we got to do anything yet. Tom McNicholas just messaged me, said the storm just hit here bad, so just be prepared for anything as it gets closer.
Yeah, I'm listening for the siren outside.
Yeah, see, fortunately, I'm already downstairs in the basement, but still, so I don't have any windows right now, so it's the only way I'm going to know is if my phone activates.
Yeah, I'm keeping my phone. Yeah, my phone hasn't given me any alerts yet, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll just
nothing yet.
we'll just keep playing it by ear. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good for now.
Yes, and so Gunther starts going. Gunther and Stracker go on a killing spree. I think Stracker was the one who had killed Richie, but with a rope. Yeah, with that like use the noose to like drag him upward, and then
yeah.
Then like his body like is in a cart, and like Buzz doesn't know that it's Richie, right? He thinks that like, which also kind of doesn't. When you think about it, it kind of doesn't make sense like why he would just hit. Because why, if it was somebody that was coming to attack him, why would he just be sitting inside the cart?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that kind of
doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that part didn't really make sense to me now that I think about it.
Yeah. Oh, and just one more update. This is just something to expect when the storm gets here. Todd just also messaged, expect at least hail. It's hailing over there.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. He didn't say if it's like small or large size hail, but just expect hail. So if you start hearing pelting, that's the hail.
Gotcha. Hang on. Right now I got our isolated thunderstorms that are supposed to come at some point, but...
Yeah, they're going to say probably... it says isolated thunderstorms. See, again, because I'm in the basement, I
Right.
can't see or hear what's going on upstairs.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep this going until yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So then so then well, yeah, what was her name? Liz. Liz falls through a trapdoor and ends up in the ventilation system somehow. Like, I don't know if she ended up there because of the trapdoor or if Gunther had dragged her there.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you don't really see exactly what caused the trigger.
Yeah. But she ends up getting cornered by Gunther in the ventilation system, but then he doesn't kill her immediately, and she tries to say that I could do things for you, like all things like that, like tries to soft talk him, but then when he embraces her, he stabs her right through the back, and I'm just like, yeah, that was a horrible idea.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, I'm just glad they don't show too much of it. Unfortunately, not only does she pay the ultimate cost of being murdered, but it also turns out too that Gunther rapes her.
Jesus Christ.
But they just don't show everything though, unlike most movies. But yeah, it was confirmed before he kills her, he rapes her next.
Jesus. Yeah, it just showed. As far as I know, it showed him clawing her. Like you find her body later on with her face clawed up.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what he does. For like I said, that's why they didn't want to show too much of it. Is the sex is that it was first sexual assault and then after that it became murder because then he was obviously taking out his rage over the fact that she literally backstabbed him,
Yeah, pretty much. And then
struggling to get the knife out.
yeah, he also tries getting pulling the knife out. I'm like, did he ever get that knife out?
You don't see it in the rest of the film, so I think he eventually he probably pulled it out himself, or he probably had. I would either say maybe some assistance from the walker, or maybe he just rubbed up against it and it just slipped right out.
Oh man, but
It's a pretty hard. That's especially that part of your back. That's
yeah,
a little bit difficult to get it out.
yeah, I hear that. So Striker confronts Amy and Buzz. Has a gun, but then when he explains what Gunther was, saying nature works in mysterious ways. But then Buzz ended up getting the upper hand, impales Stracker with through a sword carried by an animatronic, and of all things, a real sword in a funhouse.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when it comes to something like that, usually it's supposed to be fake, but apparently this clearly was a real sword.
Yeah, in the movie, I mean, not real sword in real life.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Pointing that part out with the Barker, getting impaled on the sword. Jeez, what the hell, man?
Yeah, and then it doesn't kill him right away. It just he ends up pulling Buzz with him into it. Then Buzz shoots him a bunch of times, and then when Gunther finally confronts them and he shoots and the gun clicks, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Buzz, maybe you should have saved a few of those bullets for the other psychopath you have to deal with.
Yeah, really. Oh, by the way, now I can hear the thunder upstairs. So,
Oh man.
But anyways, no. To go back though, not only that, for somebody to survive an impalement like that, yeah, if that was me in that situation, I think I'd be ready to go. I'd be ready to go because just imagine the amount of pain you would have to go through if you were impaled like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen I'm trying to remember where this was at. I think it was South Park. I think somebody was saying, "Oh God, just kill me now!" How he was impaled, and they start shooting him, and and he still doesn't die.
Well, if you remember, Chef also got impaled too. Got attacked by a bear in mountain lion. I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, I also remember where Night of the Living Homeless, where this guy. Yeah, is being cornered by the homeless, but then he shoots himself in the head, but he's just still alive. He just keeps on trying to shoot himself, and he just won't die. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude.
Oh, I love that episode.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And this guy's taking more bullets than 50 Cent.
Yeah, he really is.
Oh my God. Yeah, especially if you get in the vital areas, the head, the heart, and yet you're still living. It's that's got to be, oh Jesus.
That's got to be torture at that point.
Pretty much. So Buzz then ends up getting killed off screen by Gunther, and his body's just carried by the clown animatronic. And then there's this sequence where Amy is just like surrounded by these like looking around, and all she sees are these animatronics going off around her. You know, like yeah, like that was
like
oh yeah. So she ends up going into the basement of the place, and seriously, this place has a basement. How would you be able to fit all of this inside of a truck?
really.
Seriously, it drives me insane now that I think about it.
I know.
But Gunther ends up coming across her, and then she tries to fight him off with a crowbar, and then he yanks the crowbar. The crowbar hits an electric box, electrocuting him. Then he gets pulled by this system that gets him stuck in the gears, and that's what kills him.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that could necessarily kill him because it happened below his waist, but of course, obviously, I mean, blood loss will definitely kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was below his waist. It was more like his midsection.
Yeah, I was kind of close to that area.
Yeah, so I believe there's plenty of vital organs there that would have been crushed from that.
Yeah. I mean, reality that will kill you. And I've actually heard of some of my, haunted locations of people actually getting killed from that, and it's not a pretty sight.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Really, probably even worse than what you see in the Funhouse.
Yeah, probably. But then, so yeah, Amy ends up being the only survivor in this whole thing.
Typical, which is she played the final girl act.
Yeah. She just walks out of the Funhouse somehow. Like she somehow found a door, and it's never shown what she did. But she ends up walking out, but then like the fat lady animatronic ends up laughing.
Yeah, you know what that was supposed to represent, right?
What?
That scene of the fat lady, like the animatronic laughing. Yeah. It's supposed to be a reference of that saying, "It's never over until the fat lady sings."
Right. Yeah, that makes sense now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in reference to like opera. Like if a fat woman is singing at the end of an opera.
That's correct. Yeah, that's what the entire point of that meaning is.
Oh yeah, I mean opera is pretty big in Italian culture, so.
We even still have a share of opera here in Chicago. I mean, it's not as big, obviously, but it does have its. I actually remember years ago, and I don't really watch this unless it's something interesting. But my uncle, who sometimes comes over almost every Sunday, he likes to watch 60 Minutes, and sometimes I watch it too if it's something interesting.
Right.
But I do remember a number of years ago they did a segment. I don't think it was in Chicago though, but they did a segment of some really well-known opera singer. And I will admit, even though I'm not big into it, he was actually really good. But It still goes to show that even today that opera is still pretty popular. It depends where you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly big. It's mainly really big in Europe.
Yeah, it is. It still is to this day. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like I remember years ago, like the first James Bond movie I saw, that was GoldenEye. There was a scene that takes place in Monte Carlo where it showed, I guess, like some sort of an outdoor performance. I don't know if it was technically opera, but yeah, there's all sorts of different kinds of performances that go on around the world.
Right. Yeah, it's still big in Europe, but just definitely not as big as it used to be.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the Funhouse, it's definitely a decent watch. I mean, I personally prefer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist over it, but it's still a world-worthy cult classic.
Yeah, it still is good in its own right, even though obviously, like unlike some other slasher films, there was never any sequels, but it still served as a good masterpiece in addition to the slasher craze that was going on at the time, like I said earlier.
Yeah. And also, I just thought back to the opening scene where they showed that clip from Bride of Frankenstein. I think it's like a kind of like parallel to Gunther. Like he was dressed as Frankenstein, he was a monster, but he wanted a woman in his life.
Yeah, I think that was the entire reference to that. In fact,
Yeah, I believe so. I kind of suspected that. Yeah, but man, everybody's messaging me.
yeah, I'm actually. So I did want to also. I just put something also in the chat because even though there's no alarm and there's no necessary concern, at least again not yet. Although the National Weather Service did issue a severe thunderstorm warning for us, and that's in effect until 10:30 p.m. tonight. So we are under a warning, but for right now, they're not saying anything major. But
Right.
things do, like I said, if things start, going a little bit, to power being out. Like I said, I mean we're getting close to the end of the show anyway, so we will have to eventually end this soon. But they did say expect winds at least up to 60 miles an hour in small
Ooh.
hail.
Oh.
And this storm is moving it's moving very, very fast too, also at 60 miles an hour as well.
Wow.
So I don't know if you could hear anything right now, Don, but even from down here, I'm definitely now hearing thunder from upstairs.
I'm seeing it now.
You're seeing it now? Is it raining over there or
Just lightning.
just lightning? Okay, yeah. It's we're not only getting the lightning, but we're definitely getting the thunder too.
Yeah,
Be ready. Be ready
Yeah.
for anything.
I know. I was thinking about that song, Thunder.
Yeah, thunder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Imagine Dragons. That's who sings that song.
Imagine Dragons. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up here. Yeah. This is a pretty good one to talk about. It has been a while since we did cover one Tobe Hooper movie before, and that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We should also cover the sequel to that because he directed that one as well.
Yeah, he did. And it did have some of, not necessarily everybody, but some of the same cast from the first one. And
And then throwing in Dennis Hopper as well.
Dennis Hopper, yeah, even that was even more amazing. But
Oh.
like I said before with the Funhouse, though, it's still good for what it is. It's still very intense.
Oh yeah, it does have
Especially
some. It does have shocking moments, no doubt.
Yeah, especially its climatic battle sequence, if you will, near the end of the movie between Amy and Gunther. And like I said, that serves as basically the primary example of the so-called final girl, which would be repeated in several of these movies. Although, I will say one thing about Amy. She was a little bit different compared to some of the other final girls from other slasher movies, because the typical rule, like I said earlier, about like all these different teenagers you have in these movies, you usually have that one girl who, they say, the girl who doesn't take part in the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, the bad decisions, is the one who's gonna be able to fight off the killer and survive. Like, all her friends may be dead, but she's the smart one. She's the one that knows what to do, and it's up to her to defeat the villain, if you will.
Yeah.
But Amy is a little bit different, because although she does take part in a lot of the following rules of what a final girl is supposed to be doing, the only thing she doesn't do, however, is she does still manage to do all the aforementioned things she's not supposed to be doing. The sex, the drugs, the bad decisions. Yet somehow she still has the upper hand and is still able to defeat, in this case, Gunther.
Yeah, even though it was kind of accidental, if you think about it. I mean, he yanked the crowbar out of her hand, and like the crowbar hit the electric box, electrocuting him and like knocking him unconscious, so he could be carried by the hooks of that machine
Yeah, the hooks.
towards the gears. So
Yep.
maybe this felt like more based on luck than actual skill.
That's kind of how I figured too. And it's also cool too that, again, despite the actress's age, it was cool once again to have an actual teenager
Oh yeah.
like fight. So it also adds a little bit of that realism to him. And actually, I almost forgot one more thing that's important, because I'm actually surprised that we didn't bring it up sooner. But because I know Thomas was asking about checking out. Contrary to what you see on the cover of this movie, this is not a killer clown movie.
Yeah, like
Yes, the poster features a killer axe-wielding killer clown, but to be clear on things, there are no killer clowns in the movie.
no,
It
now
was
there's
just
thunder.
It was just simply just to add it for decoration.
Pretty much. Yeah. Now there's thunder.
Yeah, now it's probably the same. You probably heard the same one I just heard. I'll just read this real quick, and then we'll wrap things up because it's starting to get really nasty outside. But I will say, some people might have asked, was it originally supposed to have a killer clown as the primary antagonist? But based on what I got from Google Ask is the misleading marketing, specifically the iconic posters and video covers featuring a murderous axe-wielding clown, is a classic example of misleading 1980s horror marketing designed to boost sales. And you do see that with some other movies. You think that this is what you're gonna see, but in reality, another movie I could think of that did that was not I Spit on Your Grave, I Drink Your Blood from 1970. You see the cover of it, and it looks like a zombie movie, but there are no zombies in the movie. It's just rabbit people entirely. And it says keys about the details about the killer in the film. The antagonist, obviously, in the film, as we all know, is a deformed mute carnival worker named Gunther who wears a Frankenstein mask, a rubber monster mask to hide his appearance. The marketing campaign was designed to evoke a killer clown image, which was likely inspired by the general creeps of a circus and the popular image of murderous clowns. But it did not reflect the final script. And finally, while the killer is not a clown, he does wear a rubber mask while murdering the fortune teller early in the film, which fits into the film's theme of using masks to hide reality, which was another big trademark of slasher movies at the time,
Right.
using masks. Because they also usually added kind of almost like a more monstrous look to them. So
Yeah, and which ironically, the mask was was used to hide an even more monstrous form underneath.
And get this, you're actually going to find this hard. I just read this. This is the final thing I could find about it. The poster was actually intended as a parody of the Rocky Horror Picture Show poster, substituting the lips with the monster of the film's actual villain.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you see Gunther's mouth. You saw it in the trailer of the commercials.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a horror parody of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. How
Yeah,
ironic is that? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Rocky Horror, but that's still cool either way. I never in a million years would have thought about this. So that's something I just learned for this movie.
Nice. All right, so that's going to be it for this edition of the FearFans podcast. We'll let you guys know which we're going to be covering next. Let's see. I'm trying to think of who to ask, who in the network to ask, would like to pick our next movie.
I'm sure someone can give an answer or something like that. We'll find something eventually, but yeah. In the meantime, we'll think it over because in the meantime, right now, the weather's getting really bad right now. The storm is obviously here. Like I said, we're under this severe thunderstorm warning now until 10:30 tonight. So, oh, geez, and I'm sorry, Chanel was in the comments. I'll read her comments real quick.
Okay, it's raining hard.
Yeah, okay, I'll read this real quick. And Chanel also lives in she also lives in Wisconsin. We had nasty storms 4 days now, flash flood warning since yesterday. Glad I live higher up than my neighbors. Thought the movie was a knockoff of Waxwork. Chanel also said, I read that Jason from Friday the 13th should have fatally died on average 11 times each movie. And Chanel also says, my favorite line from horror films is, I'm the baby's mother. Which Texas Chainsaw... Yeah, Chanel, at some point we were thinking about maybe some point covering Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. I'm sorry I didn't read your comments earlier, so we're just trying to wrap things up because, like I said, that same storm that has probably affected you is here now. So we definitely need to wrap things up because it's getting really bad.
Yeah, I hear you. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we will see you guys again soon. I will actually see you guys on Friday, when I will be jumping back into playing some more Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the live stream.
And everybody that's in the Illinois, Wisconsin area, please be safe because I don't even know if this is everything, but it's obviously clear. It's probably going to get a little ugly tonight.
Yes.
Please
definitely.
be safe.
Be safe. Be safe, everybody. All right. Have a good night.